I think I'm in love. In Insidious Chapter 2, the hauntings are not over yet for the Lambert family as they find themselves still dealing with demons of the past in the further. Now, I am a huge fan of James Wan. I think he's a brilliant director, and I was a huge fan of the first installment, Insidious. I have watched that film to death, yet it still manages to find a few scares every now and then to still scare me. I think it's such a terrific film, so I was really looking forward to Chapter 2, and I'm so thrilled to say that Chapter 2 delivers all the goods and more. There is so much that I loved about this film. Now, I, for one, love it when horror films add humor to their films. It just works for me. I know a lot of people like straight-up horror. That's what they go for, that's what they want, and I totally understand that. So therefore, I actually really like the humor. Maybe once or twice it went a little too overboard, but for the most part, I love the humor. Humor is such a great way to perfect scares in many terms. A lot of directors use humor as a way to knock you off your ground, and then boom, here comes the real scare, and it makes it twice the more scary and frightening, and I love that, and that's why I'm a huge fan of humor in horror films. Also, you guys, on a filmmaking standpoint, this film is so well done. It's so brilliantly directed. Just certain camera angles, certain shots, the production design just blew my mind. Love all the details that went into every single scene of this film. It's so well done. And I love how James Wan really emphasizes on each detail in this film, because I truly feel like if some other director came in, he wouldn't have been able to bring in the details that James Wan is able to do in his films. I just love it when a horror film has that replay value. The first Insidious, I have watched that film to death. I just watch it so many times, and it has such great replay value. That first film is going to feel so fresh and new to me when I go back and rewatch it after seeing Chapter 2. The best thing about Insidious Chapter 2 is the storytelling, how they're able to connect this film to the first film. There were moments in this film that kind of blew my mind. I was like, that connects with this, and this connects with that, and then, oh my god. Like, I love how they went back and explained events in the first film, and I love how well these films play together. It literally feels like one giant movie and less of a sequel. So many films put part 2 at the end of their title, but it never really feels like a part 2. It feels like a sequel. This actually felt like one huge film. It literally picks up right where the first film left off, and it just carries on. It feels like they literally shot this whole movie all at once, and we're just now getting the second part of it. Now, when it comes to the scares, Insidious Chapter 2 is so frightening, so scary. While they're not up to the intensity that I experienced with the first film, there are plenty of moments to definitely get your hair raising. There's this really great scene with the boy and, you know, this cup. Thought I was gonna die. I was just like, no, 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 no. And then surely enough, I was freaking levitating in the air from how high I jumped. Fan of the first installment, then I think you're really going to enjoy this installment as well. I do think this film is strictly for the fans of the first installment. I'm going to give Chapter 2 a 4 out of 5. A strong 4 out of 5. I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here. So until next time, you guys, I'm the Slasher Movie Reviewer, and you guys have just been slashed.